important, that is called data storage representations in Python. And if anybody is new in today's class, need not to worry about last classes, what is happened, you need not to worry about it. I think you are new, right? No problem. So you are a friend? You are a friend? Okay. So you need not to think about last class, what has happened and all those things. So forget about the last few classes, what has happened. So in this class, if you fully concentrate, you will follow like this class like anything. Okay? Right. Irrespective of your backgrounds, I'm going to make you to understand this class. All of you should write in my class notes. Those who don't have the notes, please pay good attention towards this class and try to concentrate. So we are going to start programming fundamentals in the class. Look at, all of you don't write the things. First listen. So programming fundamentals in Python language. Programming fundamentals in Python language. We are going to start. And in this, we are going to discuss the first few components. I will write it, what I am going to discuss in today's class. Number one, identifiers. Number one, we'll talk about that. Second point is, I'll talk about literals in Python. Next, third, I'm going to talk about object referencing. Most important. And in my class, you already understood every variable of Python are called what? Objects. We will talk about in detail about it. Next, number four, we are talking about data types in Python. As a very most powerful topic in Python language. This is what we are going to introduce in today's class. So we start with what first? Identifiers. First we start with identifiers. Sir, what are these identifiers? What is the meaning of it? How they are useful in our programming languages? All those things. Let us start with, irrespective of your backgrounds, maybe you are from science student, geology student, botany student, irrespective of your backgrounds. You did not touch the computer at all in the lifetime. First time you are coming to this class for learning this Python course, then my class is most suitable in the class. We go from very basic to the professional stage, we will come into this class. Okay, fine. So let us take some small examples in the class. You just answer, all of you. What is this? Come on fast. Pen. What is this? Phone or mobile. What is this? Remote. What are this? Right. That means everything is called what? Named or not? Everything is called named. That means what are all the things you see in the real life? They are all named or not? Those names are called labels. You are there, for example. Somebody want to call you. How they will call? On the basis of name. On the basis of name. So that name will make me to identify or not? I have a name, you have a name, everything is having a name. That the names makes us to identify the person. General life, we identify the persons. For example, if I take the memory, which is a place where we can store the data, For example, I will take one paint screen, I will take it. Some memory is created. This is a memory of the computer. I have some small creations about the memories. Here I have some small chunk of memories in the entire memory in the programming. So this is called main memory of the computer. Where we can store the data. So I stored the value called 10. I stored the value called KR. I stored the value called what? True. I stored the value called true. Carefully follow. Mathematics. What is 10 is called? Integral value. Integer value which does not contain any decimal places. Where I stored? Come on, where I stored? Main memory. What is 10.25? Float value, decimal value. Where it is stored in? Main memory. What is this KVR? Name of the person. Is called what? String. Stored in where? Main memory. What is this? True. Excellent. Stored in where? Now I am asking you, retrieve this value. Retrieve this value. Retrieve this value. Get the value from this memory. Get the value from this memory. Get that value. How to get that value? Something to be named or not? Simple, ma. There is a person. There is a person who is not having name. Who is not having name. How do you call this person? His elders did not keep the name. The elders did not keep the name. How do you call that person? We have to go and touch her or not? He is standing outside the river. We want to call that guy. Can you go and touch her? We cannot. So some name must be given or not? Like that. Any data stored in the memory, we will be giving some distinct names. We will be giving some type of distinct names. I am giving the names here as A. A. What is A? E is called a name which I am assigning to the memory space. Lot of people says A will create the memory space or A is having some memory space and all. That is all blunder. Because as a real-time programmer I am telling to you, memory space is created with some concept. Memory space will be created with some concept that is called a data type. Who will allocate the memory space? Spell out. Listen my words. Who will allocate the memory space in the main memory of the computer? Data types. Spell out who will allocate the memory space?
Data types.
Data types. What is the purpose of data types?
Store the
Memory creation done by whom? Data types. In Python, we are having 14 data types are there virtually. How many data types? 14 data types are there. What is the purpose of data types, guys? To allocate the memory space. Once memory space is allocated with the help of data types, values must be stored or not? Values are stored. And that value, if you want to retrieve, it should have some name or not? That the name is called what? A, which is identifying the value present inside of this memory space. Am I clear? And I am giving the here B. I am giving the name called what? C. I am giving the name called what? D. What is this A, B, C, D are called? Distinct names. Distinct names. Why I am using the word called distinct? If I give A, you will get confused which value will be coming in where. Are you getting my point? So are you giving distinct names or are you giving distinct names or duplicate names? Distinct names makes me to identify the values present in the memory space. These distinct names makes me to identify the values present in the memory space. That's why these distinct names are called what? Identifiers. What they are called? Ultimately, I'm going to have one small conclusion here. Small conclusion here. To store the data in the main memory of the computer, compulsory we must have what? We must have what first? Come on, first. What must be there? Data types must be there, which is doing what? Allocating the memory space. Plus, we need to give some distinct names to the created memory space. They are called what? Identifiers. Also called what? Variables. What they are called? Right. This concept came from the mathematics. The world of computing coming from the mathematics. Are you getting me? So see guys, now I am taking Python command prompt triple greater than. I want to store the value called 10. I want to store the value called 10. Compulsory what is required? Data type is required. Only data type is enough? No. Compulsory what is required? Identifier is required. That identifier I am saying A is equal to 10. What is happening inside the memory? What is happening inside the memory? Memory space is created. What is the name given to that memory space? A. What is the value stored inside? 10. Come on, tell me. How do you print the value of A? By using, in Python, we are using one new function today. All the people who are new today, we will use what? Print function. What is that function name? Which is used to print the value of A. One more. I will say here, print of what? A. What is the value printed there? 10 is printed. So how I am retrieving the value 10? Through the identifier called A. Are you getting, guys? Now, once the memory space is created, internally some address will be there. Some address, big address, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, some 1, 2, 3, like that some address will be there. This address, if you want to get in C programming, we used to use ampersand operator. Do you remember that? If you remember, you enjoy. If you don't remember, don't worry. I told already, to learn this Python language, there is no need to have any basics. No need to have. I will create everything from my side. To get the address of this type of variable A, we will use one function called what? ID. What is the function name? ID, which will give you address of, memory address of that variable. So how do you do that? How do you print that? ID of what? A, which is going to print what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Are you getting me or not? Now, see guys, you can ask me one question. Sir, where is the data type for allocating the memory space? In Python programming, we never explicitly specify the data types in Python. Who is going to specify the data type internally? Python environment only. That's why Python language is called what? Dynamically typed programming language. In other programming languages, it is mandatory for you people to compulsory specify the data type. Then only data can be stored. In Python programming, data can be stored without using the data types by you. And it doesn't mean that, sir, without learning data types can we learn Python now? Impossible. For small values you can store. For higher value storage is concerned, compulsory we may require to go for data types. That I will introducing today. To find out the data type of a particular variable, we will use one function called what? Type of what? Variable name you will use. Type function will give you the data type of a particular variable. Tell me, how do you print the type? Type of A. Tell me, ma, how it is printed? It is going to print class, comma, what is that? Int. For my satisfaction, you tell me all the data types in Python are acting as what? Classes. All the variables in Python are called what? Objects. All the Python variables are called what? That's why I'm going to have one small fundamental. You will really appreciate me when I talk about what? Object referencing. Students, I'm asking one conclusion here. What is int? Everybody, what is int? Class. What is A? Object. Of each class? Once again, what is A? Object. Of each class type? Every object internally contain one class. Because I already said you some small example for you. Awareness, I told you what is class and what is object. Even if you want, I will give you one more time that type of thing for you. So, come on to the point of it. A is called identifier, which is making us to retrieve the value from where? Memory space. That identifier can be changed. I can write what? A is equal to A plus 10. A is equal to A plus 10. Tell me, print the value of what? A. What is the value of A? 20. So, is identifier value is fixed? Am I able to change? We are changing. That's why identifiers are also known as what? Variables. Varying from one point of time to another point of time. Am I clear about it? Tell me, any type of values you want to store it in the memory of the computer. What is compulsory required? Data type is required plus variables are required. Without variables, can we store the data? Impossible. Are you understanding? So, what is identifier meaning here? What is identifier? I will write some small description. Everybody try to understand. With the help of what? Data types. Listen first. With the help of data types, memory space can be allocated. Memory space can be allocated and data can be stored. Data can be stored. Listen very carefully. Data can be stored. Done. Memory spaces are created, values can be stored. How do you process the data from the memory spaces? You need to give some name or not? Duplicate names or unique names? Unique names. To process the data which is stored, listen, don't write, which is stored in memory, the memory space must be given some distinct names, some distinct oblique, what is that? Unique names, and these unique names makes us to identify what values? Identify the values present in memory, and they are called, what they are called? Identifiers. They are called what? Identifiers. Simple. Then I can say anything you store, you should give some name to it. That name is known as what? Identifier. These identifier names are fixed, can be changed from program to program, can be changed from during program execution or not. Hence identifiers are also known as what? Variables. Shall I write that one? So in every programming language, identifiers are also called what? Variables. What is that? Variables. So tell me definition of variable. Tell me, all of you. Definition of what? Variable. Come on, answer my question. First of all, variable is called what? Come on, Mark, catch it. Identifiers are called what? Variable is nothing but one type of identifier or not? Whose value is changing during execution of the program? Now I am writing. A variable is one of the identifier whose value can be changed where? During execution of the program. This is known as what? Variable. From now onwards I am going to conclude. Last point I am going to conclude here. Hence, in Python, all the values must be stored in memory in the form of what? Identifiers oblique what? Variables. I hope that this concept, these theoretical lines are clear for you. Clear or not clear? Clear. What is the definition of variable for my satisfaction? All of you read. Don't sit quiet and come in the class. A variable is one of the identifier whose value can be changed during execution of the program. Let me show you immediately one small explanation, one practical example immediately. Go to the Python environment. Already we downloaded Python software or not? Look at that. Python 3.9. Downloaded from which website, guys? www.python.org. Anybody don't know how to download? Come to me, I will show you that. So click on that Python command prompt. A Python program can be done in several ways. I will show you miracles in Python programming. Daily I am going to this place and I am showing you. Today I am going to show you something. I will go to search button, search option. In your command prompt, simply say what? Python is open. Daily I will show you some new things for you. Are you getting my point? Right. Let us close this part. Go to start. Search for Python here. Then I will go for 3.9 Python ideally. This is called what? Python command prompt symbol. I will show you in PyCharm, Anaconda, Jupyter, different type of IDEs. Okay? Right. Come on to the point. A is equal to 10. Print of what? A. C. Print of what? A. Value 10 is printed. ID of A. What is printed? Memory address. First imagine how it is available in the memory. Are you understanding? Come on, what is the next? Type of A. What is the type of A? What is int? Class. Class. A is what then? Of which class? Int class. In Python, all the data types are what? Classes. All the data types are? So int is called one keyboard in C language, C++, Java. But in Python, it is called what? Lot of people don't know what is a keyword and a class name. They are saying that in Ameripet, int is also called one keyword. They are saying it is a blender. Blender. I'll show you. Let us watch. If it is a keyword, for example, if is a keyword or not? If is a keyword. Programmatically, if condition is there. Is equal to 10 thing. Error. Error. What is that error? Invalid syntax. Because if is having some special meaning or not? Yes. Come on. Int is equal to 20. Int is equal to 20. Everybody will feel that it is an error. No, it is valid. This type of questions will come in interview point of view. See, int. Print. What is that? Int. What is the value? Type of int. Type of int. Class int. What is this int? Class. What is this int? Excellent. Of which type? So int is a keyword or int is a class? Are you understanding difference between a keyword and a class? Yes. So don't learn cock and bullock stories in Python. Learn accurate answer, accurate concepts released by Rossum, father of Python language. Are you understanding my point? Right. So like that, I will be showing lot of miracles in the Python programming. Now next time I am going to introduce. A is equal to 10.75, 10.25. Type of A. Sorry, ma. 1 minute. I just 1 minute. Come to the point. A is equal to 10.25. Come on, ma. Type of A. Which type it is? Float. What is float? Class. What is A? Of which class type? In Python, everything is what? In Python, everything is called object. I told you 20 times. In Python, all variables are what? Behind object, who is there? Class. I said you small general awareness about class and object also. Okay, last and final. A is equal to KVR. KVR. Print of what? Type of A. Type of A. What is the type of A? STR. What is that? STR. What is STR?
String.
What is A?
Object.
Of which class?
String.
In Python, all variables are what?
Object.
All identifiers are what?
Class.
You are so intelligent outside, but when you come to the class, your intelligence, where it is going, I don't know. See one small point. All variables in Python are called what? Objects. Variables originally called as what? Identifiers are called what? Objects. Identifiers are called variables. Variables are called objects. Identifiers are called what then? All identifiers in Python are called what? Behind object, who is there? The classes are called what? Data types. How many data types are there in Python? 14 data types are there. That 14 data types in detail I will explain for 4 to 5 days. We will analyze like anything, which is beyond the knowledge of anybody. We will explain. Shall I move forward? Back. Small example. I want to do addition of two numbers. Addition of? Two numbers means two inputs I require or not? How many variables I need? Come on, tell me, how do you take? A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, C is equal to A plus B. C is equal to A plus B. 1 minute. Print that. What is ABC here?
Inputs.
What are ABC called? Objects. Of which type? Int type. Come on, print the ఒకసారి ప్రింట్ చేస్తాను. ఐ విల్ ప్రింట్ A comma B comma C. A comma B comma C. For that 10, 20, 30. I will explain 6 to 7 varieties of print statements. 6 to 7 varieties of print statements. Student, I will show you something magics in the class today. Magics. Percentage D. Percentage D. Percentage D. Percentage D. Percent of A comma B comma C. A comma B comma C. What is percentage D? Percentage D. Percentage D. Somewhere we learned, sir, even where? C language. C language. Okay, sir. Sir, one more thing, sir. See, sir, I will say print. These are all called. You take any student to ask this question. Print 1 minute. Print of. See how many things I am showing here. Now I'll say dot format of A comma B comma C. I will print 10, 20, 30. How many varieties I pick for print? Yes, 3 varieties. Still three more varieties are there. All these things least bother. They are all I am going to build daily in the class. Okay? Shall I do in another way? Last and final. A comma B is equal to 10 comma 20. A comma B is equal to 10 comma 20. See, in one line. What is it one line? A comma B is equal to 10 comma 20. In the assignment operator, I am going to explain. Multi-line assignment operator. These are all very important questions in it. 10 is assigned to A, 20 is
B. A plus B. Plus B. Integers.
ID of A, comma, ID of B, comma, ID of C. It is going to print 3 memory addresses or not?
Yes.
Are you getting the picture in your brain? For my satisfaction, can you tell me, do you understand the need of variables? Need of variables. See guys, I will change A is equal to A plus 10, B is equal to B plus 10, C is equal to what? A plus B. When ABC values are changing, when AB values are changing, C value also obviously changed or not? A value 10 becomes 20, B value 20 becomes 30, 20 plus 30 is becoming what? 50. Then ABC are called identifiers whose values are changing during program execution. That's why they are known as what? Variables. Is it okay? Shall I move forward? Yes. Now I will go for next concept is what are the rules? What are the rules for using identifiers oblique variables in Python? Variables in where? Which language?
Python.
Python language. What are the rules and regulations? I want to go for it. This we will discuss in the class. First you write down this part. First you write down introduction. Start ma. Heading you write identifiers in Python. Or you can write importance of identifiers in Python. You write like this. Importance of identifiers in Python. You start from here. Importance of identifiers in Python. All the online students are requested to read the notes. Importance of identifiers in Python. Keep one good notes with 500 pages of notebook and write down. Don't write blindly. Write, understand that. With the help of data types, memory space can be allocated and the data can be stored. To process the data which is stored in memory, the memory space must be given some distinct or unique names. And these unique names makes us to identify the values present in memory. And these distinct names are called identifiers. These distinct names are called identifiers. follow. Identifiers are also called variables. Because I can write the word because identifier values can be changed. Because identifier values can be changed during program execution. During program execution. Hence in Python, all the values must be stored in memory in the form of identifiers or variables. In the form of identifiers or variables. Come on, ma. Definition of variable. Very basic level we are coming to. Very shortly, and even you need not to write these notes. I will upload these details, these things in the Google Drive classroom. You can download this document. Once the class is over, immediately I will upload in the Google Drive class so that you can download. But actual strongest fundamental is what? If you write with your own hands, you will get a very good knowledge. Just uploading, downloading, if you read it is good. If you don't read it is going to be out. Okay, right. Now I'm ready to go for rules for variables. Give confirmation, all of you. Make it fast. So I'll give you an extraordinary notes for you. I'm making it once again clear. Extraordinary notes with the 3.9 features. New features I will explain, which you did not heard about it even in our near future. So with lead code challenges, with hacker rankers challenges kind of website is there now, you all aware of it. Hackers ranker. From that places we will take the examples and we will discuss it. Right, ma'am? Now coming to the rules for using some variables. We are having around 4 rules are there. 4 rules are there in Python. That rules we must follow strictly. Look at that. First rule. Suppose you take a general awareness again. There is one person. I want to name that person. Our elders will follow some superstitions or not. First letter must be like this. They need to start like this only. They will have some rules and regulations or not. Like that, in Python also, they give some type of rules and regulations. What is that regulation, you know? The variable name, first of all, look at, all of you listen. The variable name or the identifier name, the variable name is a combination of alphabets, get carefully, alphabets, comma, digits and special symbol underscore only. But some of the people will say all special symbols also, that is a blunder. Because as a 23 years of experiential faculty, I am saying that especially in the Java. From the last 5 years onwards, we are dealing with this Python. The people who dictate the notes, that will not work out immediately in the computer. But here, every sentence I will show you programmatically in the class. And special symbol, what? Underscore only. I am writing the symbol also in the bracket. A variable name is a combination of what? Alphabets, digits, and a special symbol. If I use any other special symbol other than underscore, that is invalid. Okay, now let me come to the second point. The first letter of the variable name. Look at it. The first letter of the variable name must start with either alphabet or what? Underscore. That is fixed. Underscore, not hyphen. Underscore. Tell me all of you. Come to the, see that? All of you read once more. Read out all of you. The first letter of the variable name must start with either alphabet or underscore. Now I am giving certain examples here. You tell me that example. This triple greater than I wrote, that is called a symbol of our Python or not?
Python.
Tell me. Underscore, first, a is equal to 10. Valid or invalid? Everybody must answer me. Valid. Next I am writing. Here I am writing. Underscore is equal to 20. Valid or invalid? Come on. How? First letter of the variable name must start with either alphabet or underscore. Most of them, even in morning also, because one of the student already completed Python, he came to morning batch, which is already in the middle of the session. He don't have the time, it seems, and he joined there. And he shown some beginning, what he learned. I just seen the notes. They're saying that these rules and all those things is a combination of what? Special symbols. All special symbols, they said. It's a blender. And they are saying something valid, something invalid. Let me show you. This is valid or invalid? Valid. Let me check it out, all these things. Come to the Python environment. Come on. Now I'm coming to the rule of what? Variables. Come on. A equal to 10. Valid. When it is coming means valid. Come on. Dollar is equal to 20. Valid or invalid? Dollar is what? Special symbol, which is not underscore. It is called what? Invalid syntax. Which is invalid syntax? Dollar. Come on. Underscore is equal to 20. Pakka valid. See that? Off. What is that? Very nice. What is the value? Print or say type of underscore. What is the type of?
Int.
What is underscore here? Very nice. Which type?
Int.
What is int?
Class.
What is underscore?
Object.
Of which type?
Int.
Excellent. Come on, next. Underscore a is equal to 30. Valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Valid. Come on. Int of what? Underscore a. Underscore a. One more. Underscore is equal to 20. Underscore is equal to 20. Right, good. Int of underscore is equal to what? 20.
20. Yeah.
In Python, we are having underscore. When I come to object-oriented programming, I will talk about the private variables, protected variables, public variables. We don't have the keywords called private, public, protected. We have what? Underscore is for something, double underscore is for something. We are going to use for security purpose. We are using for what purpose? Security purpose we will use it. Okay? Shall we move forward? Come on. Next I am going to write dollar. Allowed or not allowed? Is equal to 30. Allowed or not allowed?
Allowed.
Come on, ma.
Allowed.
Invalid or valid?
Valid.
Invalid. Why? Dollar is
Inside.
right. At the rate of is equal to 200.
Invalid.
Invalid. Are you understanding my point? Right. Coming to the point of it. The first letter of the variable name must start either with alphabet or with what? Underscore. Next I am going to start. Okay. Some invalid point I will write it more. Here I will write it. And I will write underscore dollar shall dot dollar shall is equal to 50. Valid or invalid? Invalid.
Invalid.
Are you okay? Write down the two rules. Write down the two rules. I'll go for third rule also. First rule, second rule, you write it. What is valid, what is invalid also you try to mention. Don't worry, they are from different institute people. They came here. How much people are there in the class? We already experienced it. So don't worry about them. So better, if they ask me, I will tell the strength also. Online 156 students are there, figure is there. And offline 250 students are there. Overall 406 students are there in my Python class. That is an ultimate strength in the entire Ameerpet. That they want to know, no problem. Na? Look at, careful follow. That is the job of the students. They will come to the class, sit in the class, and after few minutes they will go. That is the job. For few days they will do. Come on, start with. Can you start? Second, third point I am going to start. What is the third point? Now I am writing variable names. Variable names. Within the variable names, I'll write it. Within the variable names. This is the most powerful point. Within the variable names, special symbols are not allowed. Special symbols are not allowed. Write down. Special symbols are not allowed. Not allowed. Except, come on, except, yes, underscore. Write that point also, underscore. So I will write symbol also, underscore. Now I take some valid example, invalid example also. Tell me, dot space shall is equal to 6.7. Valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Tell me, ma.
Invalid. Invalid.
Valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Huh? Invalid. Invalid. Why? What is not allowed?
Underscore.
Space. Space is allowed or not allowed?
Not allowed.
Not allowed. One more also I will write it. One more also I will write it. Write down. dot dollar shall is equal to 2.3. Valid or invalid? Invalid. Good. Next I will write dot hyphen shall is equal to 4.5. Valid or invalid? Invalid. Next, last I am writing dot underscore shall underscore emp is equal to 2.3. Valid or invalid? Pakka valid, that is. What symbol is coming? Underscore is coming. Underscore is coming. That is called valid. Let us check practically. Let us check practically in the class. All of you see. Write down that. So Kalyani, Harikrishna, your parents are waiting. So dot underscore shall underscore emp is equal to 2.3. Valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? Valid. So let us check practical in the class. Check them out. Let us go to that. Check it here. Now I am going to write dot space shall is equal to 2.3. What is that? Invalid. Before that, some space is there. Invalid. Next, dot dollar shall is equal to 3.4. What is that? Invalid. Same, dot hash shall is equal to 4.5 is equal to 4.5. What is that? Invalid. Invalid. Next, dot hyphen shall is equal to 4.5.
Invalid.
Invalid. Last, dot underscore shall underscore emp is equal to 2.3.
Valid.
Who is that invalid? Say valid, invalid?
Valid, sir.
Valid. That is type of dot underscore shall underscore bond emp.
Int.
Emp. This is what?
Int.
Float. and print that value also. You will be getting the value called 2.3. Is it clear? Shall I move forward? Yes. Just 1 minute. I am asking you. Underscore KVR underscore is equal to Python. Valid or invalid? Huh?
Valid.
Excellent. In Python, we are going to see the modules. Inside the modules, you will come across this. Before that underscore, after that underscore, we call some type variables. Before two underscores are there, after two underscores are there, we will call some type of variables. See, perfectly valid. Underscore KVR underscore. See that printed Python. What is the type of that? Type of that. I will print a type of. What is that, ma? Type of that entire thing. I will write STs. Which type? Okay. Type. Which is what type?
String.
STR type. So when we will go for single underscore, when I will go for double underscore, we are having big discussion in the class. Shall I move forward? Fourth rule I will go for, ma. Fourth rule I will go for it. Come on to that. See once. Can I use any keyword name as variable name? Can I use any keyword as variable name? Already told you in the class. Can I use keyword name as variable name? Understand English. What is the keyword? If, else, while, for. These are all called what? Keyword. There are 33 keywords are there in Python. And it is something like a history they are saying. But in 3.9 when version is increasing, some extra keywords will be adding or not. Even after 10 years also, if we say how many keywords are there in Python, people will say throw it up. When subject is increasing, when version is increasing, definitely some extra keywords will be added or not. As on today, how many keywords are there in Python? 33 keywords are there. In Java, how many keywords are there? 52, 53, 54. Right? So people will say this is something like a plus b whole square formula in Ameripet. They are habituated to tell the history of social science like that. When the version is increasing, it will be going maybe 52, maybe 53, maybe 54 is also there. So anyhow, compared to Java, Python is going to be very simple to learn, provided if you know modules and all those things very well. Now I am writing. Keywords cannot be used as variable names. Now, if is called one keyword, I am using what? 20. Invalid. Else is equal to 30. Invalid. While is called one keyword, is equal to 40.
Invalid.
One error. For is called one type of what? Value. I'll write KVR here. It is called error. You getting my point? We should not use, write down. We should not use keywords as variable names because you write in the bracket because keywords are the reserved words and gives some specific meaning. Keywords are giving some specific meaning. So I will write there example part. Example I am writing. Here I am writing. If is equal to 20. Invalid. Next I am writing. Else is equal to 40. Invalid. Now I am writing if underscore is equal to 50. Come on.
Invalid.
Valid or invalid? Huh?
Invalid.
Valid or invalid?
Invalid.
So you are spelling both of them are same way.
Invalid.
Valid or invalid? It's valid? Yes, valid, raise hands.
Invalid.
Valid, all of you raise hands. Okay. Invalid, raise hands. Okay. Others, they are standing like a wall, jumping this side or jumping that side. They are always thinking like that. They will become senior citizens in Amirpet. There is no doubt in that. Speak wrong, correct it immediately. That is valid. If I write if underscore, is it having the meaning of if? No meaning of if. No meaning of if. Go to that. Why doubt ma? If is having meaning, I will add what? Some letter I added, which is changed the meaning, na? Is equal to what? 30. Print what? If underscore, what is the value printed? Come on. 30. Valid and invalid? Valid, raise hands. Hand raise also problem. Because body habituated in lockdown, totally locked. Okay, 2 hands raising. Okay, good. Don't do exercise also. Okay, very nice. One more thing. Underscore while. Underscore while. Underscore while. Valid and invalid?
Valid.
Invalid.
Valid. Valid.
Oh, valid. Okay, valid. Cool. Cool was. Okay. While underscore. So, yes. Underscore before. Underscore before. So, done. Okay, na? Yes. So, coming to that, it is called what? Valid. Valid. One more thing, let me write it. Int equal to 40. Int is equal to 40. Int. Valid and invalid? Valid. This is what you have to justify to somebody. If anybody says int is a keyword, you just tell them, check on your system. What is int? Class. Class can be used for your purpose, no problem. It is valid. I am writing caps. Valid. You also write capital letters because special concentration you keep. In the bracket you write. Int is a class. Int is a class, but not a keyword. Comfortable? First day you asked, second day, third day, fourth day. How do you feel now? Easy or difficult? Easy. So first day fear is reduced or not? Yes. Still 2 days more. You will say, sir, I will teach the class. You will say. Yes. You will also teach. Okay, don't worry. Start. Finish now? Yes. Fourth. No problem. Float you want to take. So float is equal to 23.45. Valid and invalid? Valid. No problem. Check it out. They have the doubt. Float is equal to 23.45. Print of what? Float. Print of float. Type of what? Float. What is that? Float. And don't come and ask me, sir, in float value must be stored. In int value must be stored. Don't get that type of things. Float is equal to, say that Python. Print of what? Python. What is that? Type of float. Yes. Type of float. What is that? str. Float is a keyword. Int is a keyword. What they are? If, else, while, or they are called what? Are you understanding difference? Shall I move forward? Yes, good. Now, I am taking that, of course, 50 is not that much important. Somebody will speak about length of the variable. Somebody will speak about the length of the variable. In Python, you can take any big amount of variable name as a variable name. There is no restrictions on the size of the variable name. Right now, there is no restrictions. There is no restrictions on size of the variable. There is no restrictions on the size of the variable. And I always recommend to you, in the bracket I will write recommended to take. Of course, whether you will write in the notes or not, I don't know. Short and sweet name. short and it should be easy to understand. Tweet name ante not taste wise, short and easy to understand. That is the yes. I can write what a variable name you see. Total. Don't write this. Salary of an employee. You don't take this much big variable name. Can you take this much big variable name? I can take, no problem. But don't take like that. I already told you. Space, 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 space. Can you take like that? Because already we understood that no special symbols are allowed except underscore. Rather than that, you can take underscore shall colon emp, short name, where everybody can understand by looking at that. And you are very perfect in that area. Why? Because you are most perfect in charting also. Because instead of writing thanks, you will apply your total knowledge. You will say THX. What is THX? Because when some students are posting the doubt in my WhatsApp, when after clarifying, they will say THX. In beginning, I used to think about it. What is THX? Some people will say what? TQ. See how short and sweet variables they are. Right, very nice. Next, sixth one I am taking. Write down, sixth one. Identifiers or variables are case sensitive in Python. Write down. Variable names are case sensitive. Example I will give you, ma. See that example. I'm saying age is equal to 99. Here I am writing age is equal to 100 years. Now I am writing capital AGE is equal to 30. Now I am writing A underscore G underscore E underscore is equal to 44. All of them are spelling same only, but small h, capital A, small g, are all of them same or different? See, case sensitive. Everything will have the meaning there. Shall I show you this? Right. Come on to the point back. I will take this. All of them are valid. Coming to the Python environment. One h, one more capital H is equal to some 100. Underscore small ag is equal to 44. A underscore G underscore E is equal to 46. Print small h, comma, capital H, comma, small, one more, and one more is what? A underscore G underscore E. See that? All of them are printed. Same name or different names, sir? Python variables are case sensitive. They sound same, but what is happening? Internally they have some different meaning is there. Do you understand this? Shall we write? Right. Write down valid. Example also you write down valid. Yes. These are called rules and regulations for what, ma? Right. At this point of time, after understanding, I would like to introduce one of the most powerful day, which is totally dominating the Python programming, which I am going to introduce the concept called what? Data types. In middle of it, you will come across all these things. Let me go for what? Data types. Write down. Submitting. Main heading, you write. Data types in Python. Main heading. Data types in Python. Most powerful. Come on, ma. What the purpose of data types in every language? To allocate the memory space. For what purpose allocating the memory space? To store our inputs, to store our data. For that purpose we go for what? Data types. Shall I read the purpose of data types? Look at mom. The purpose of data types. The purpose of data types. In every programming language, I can say to allocate memory space in main memory for storing input data. For storing what data? Input data. Listen, ma. Please listen once. Don't write. Listen. I'll give time for you. I'll give everything for you. Look at. What is the purpose of data types? To allocate the memory space. In where? Main memory of the computer. In C language, we learn data types. If you practically work, it will not come. Because I know that. In Java also, same. Because I've seen so many onwards. Now in Python, since you are belongs to my class, I want to create some benchmark in my class, which is a competitor for any person in the entire industry. Now, I am going to introduce, look at first. In Python programming, we are having virtually 14 data types are there, which are classified into 6 categories. How many data types in Python? 14. Classified into how many categories? 6. Let me write. Don't write. In Python, we have 14 data types. 14 data types, and they are classified into how many types? 6 types. 6 types. Let me write all 14 data types one by one, and we will analyze and diagnose them like anything. We will study internal part of everything like anything. Right? Look at that. I will write first one, int. Spell out once. What is int? Int class. What is int means? Don't tell like our previous flashback integer. That is our habit. Don't tell that. Second one is called what? Come on, spell out. Load. Third one is called what?
Boolean.
Bool. Spell out. Fourth one is called what? Complex. Fourth one is called what? This is comes under one category. That is called what? Fundamental. Or some people will call it as a standard data types. Fundamental category data types. Spell out once. Spell out, ma. Fundamental data types. How many fundamental data types you have? Right. What are those 4, please? Int, float, complex. Second category data types, I will write it. That is 5th continuation, I will write it. It is called what? STR. Spell out. STR. About STR, I am going to talk about 2 days, 4 hours. I am talking about STR in the part 1. Well, talk about 5 hours. That much importance is there for STR. And STR means a string which is enclosed within double quotes. You will satisfy, but I am not satisfied. When you go to interview, they will play like anything. And you cannot afford that playing also. String organization, double quotes, single quote, triple double quotes, triple single quote, indexing, forward indexing, backward indexing, slicing with forward, slicing with backward, slicing with stepple. So many. Okay, subject is so power that you learn the depth. Next, 6th one is called what? Bytes. Spell out. Bytes. Next, 7th is called what? Byte array. Spell out. Byte array. Next, 8th is called what? Range. What is that? Range. This is comes under second category data type, which is called sequential category data types. Spell out. Category data types. How many sequential category data types? 4. Number 1, please. STR. Range. Next I will go for one more. 9th I am taking list. What is that? List. Next, 10th is called a tuple. What is that? Tuple. What is the difference between list and tuple? What are the operations we can do it on tuple and list? What is the difference? What is mutability? What is immutability? So many things we will talk. This is comes under data we can. List category data types. We will area. List category data types. One of the strongest and good asset for the Python programming is what? List. It's the one of the strongest part in morning batch. It is started in the 9 o'clock batch. Next I will go for one more category is called set category data types. What is that? Set category data types. Set category data types. Fourth. Under set category data type, we are going to use 11th one is called what? Set. Spell out. Next is called what? Frozen set. Spell out. Is the set category. Set category. Category data type. What is it? Dictionary. Dictionary contains what? One difficult word is equal to easy word. Difficult word is called key. Easy word is called what? Value. To organize the data in the form of key comma value pair, I will go for what? Dict. Under that 13 is called what? Dict. Dict. Last. I will go for what? Sixth one I am going to talk about it. Come on to the point. Example. Let's go. Look at that. Suppose you are going to somebody's house at 5 o'clock. Will they give dinner? Will they give dinner? Will they give food? Will they give snacks? Yes. So, I am saying here, something like what they are giving. Some drink they will give you. Drink is available. Drink is available. Available. Okay. What is the drink here? Variable. Which type? String type. Food. Of course, whether it's catching me or not, I don't know. Food. There or not there? Food there or not there? 5 o'clock. So what is the value you will write? Not available. No, I am not writing not available. Not available should be expressed in the form of value. Not available should be expressed in the form of value. What is it? None. So not none. None is also one value, which is of what type? None type. Not getting. None is what? Value. Of which type? None type data type. 10 is what? Value. Which type data type? Int. None is what? Value. For which data type? See, print type of, if I print you will get it. Drink. Firstly, what is the type? Print. What is the food? What is the food type? None type. What is the none type? Class. What is its value? Yes. In Java we will use a null. In Python we use what? Yes. If you don't give answer, what is the value? None. What is the value of, what is the type of none? None. Right. So, what is this next? None type category data type. What is that? None type category data type. None type category data type. What is that value? What is the data type? Generally, all the people will write, what they will write? They will write a none. Is it really none? What is that? Yes, that is the one you need to write it. None. None type you need to write. How many data types? All of you. 14. How many classifications? Please read up all of you once. Fundamental category data type, sequential category data type, list category data type, set category data type, dict category data type, none type category data type. Please read out. Int. None type. Who will tell in the class about all 14 data types? Javiera. If I will tell any time if you wake up, make a call at night 2 o'clock, I will tell. Right? So tell me, you only tell me. Start. 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 14 data types. If you make joke on me, I will come to you. Chupiyala? Right. So, this is single page of Tomari. Come on, start. Okay, sit down. No problem, sit down. Who will tell in girls all 14 data types? We will tell. Sir, I want to tell, but when we stand up now, that may go out. That is our that's okay, let it be. Am I clear about that? Right. This concept I will introduce in tomorrow's class. When I will introduce? Tomorrow class. What is the heading now? Data types in Python. Tomorrow's class when I come back, we will save like this and we will write, and tomorrow we will enter into which discussion? Into data type we will discuss in detail. Are you following me? So tomorrow's class, what is the discussion? In detail I will go for int data type, binary representation, octal representation, hexadecimal representation, decimal representation, number system conversions. I will talk about everything. So subject is it, and we are going to enter into the tomorrow's class like anything. And don't write in today's class. I will save it for tomorrow's class. Nothing to worry about it in today's class. Right? Any more queries in today's class, please? Any more queries? So I will save it on data types in Python. Right now. Thank you for all of you. Tomorrow class, sharp 4 o'clock, 5 minutes. I'll start the session. Okay na? Thank you. Good day for all of you.